Aggressive Tool and Die was founded in 1993 by Greg Wiersma and his partner Tom. After Greg decided it was time to branch off from the tool and die shop he was employed at to start his own. When we interviewed Greg, he said it started as a cold call, just two guys manufacturing parts for small companies out of a 2,000 square foot shop. In the early days, Greg and Tom used their own money to buy the equipment they needed to get started. They built everything from the ground up, focusing on reliability, craftsmanship, and doing things the right way. Those values still define the company today. Over time, the company grew steadily and now operates in a 32,000 square foot facility with over 20 employees. Greg credits that growth to consistency, relationships, and a team that truly cares about their work. He believes if you treat people right and give them pride in what they do, they'll take ownership. That mindset has shaped the culture at Aggressive Tool and Die. This connects to Herzberg's hygiene theory. Greg provides stability and fair pay, the hygiene factors, but also focuses on intrinsic motivation, giving employees trust, pride, and meaningful work that keeps them engaged long term. We also saw expectancy theory, reflecting how Greg manages his team. He makes it clear that effort leads to performance, and performance leads to rewards like responsibility, recognition, and growth opportunities. Employees know that hard work pays off, which keeps them motivated and consistent. Lastly, Greg himself fits McClellan's needs theory, especially the need for achievement. Starting a business from scratch, investing his own money, and maintaining high standards all show his drive to succeed and meet personal goals of excellence. He also balances a strong need for affiliation, keeping the company close-knit, and just enough need for power to guide direction without micromanaging. Overall, Greg's leadership and personal values are the reason Aggressive Tool and Die has grown from a two-person shop to a respected name in the industry. His mix of hard work, fairness, and pride of craftsmanship continues to define the company's success to this day.
Aggressive Tool and Die works in a busy part of Michigan's factory world. Just around the corner in Marne sits Competition Engineering, another place zeroing in on advanced die systems. A short drive off to Stevensville brings us a Standard Tool and Die, where they run a massive site, over 32,000 square feet, to handle orders from all over. While their skills overlap quite a bit, Aggressive carved a name through sharp attention to detail, quick adaptability, and with solid bonds built over time. Those traits give them an edge when things get tight. Thanks to Porter's model, it's clear what hurdles pop up every day. While fresh players might jump in, thanks to Michigan's factory scene, the steep price of custom gear holds that danger at bay. When it comes to suppliers, they've got muscle here, particularly with steel and top-tier supplies. Yet Aggressive Tool and Die weakens that grip by running their own machines and staying close to key providers. Buyers, they're in the smallest side. They could simply walk over to another shop if prices are lower, or they turn around faster. So Aggressive has to stand out by being dependable, offering solid support, or delivering fast. Price alone won't cut it. Competition's tight. Local outfits are all after the same auto and factory deals, forcing each one to keep getting better. Aggressive Tool and Die doesn't race to the bottom on cost. Porter's model shows they go another way entirely. Rather than copy giants such as Standard Tool, they bet on sharp workmanship, staying in close touch with buyers, plus getting every job nailed without rework. Being small helps. They shift gears fast, adapting quicker than bulky players slowed by red tape and layers of approval. This knack for quick replies isn't just handy, it's now woven into who they are, giving customers solid reasons to stick around despite lower price rivals popping up. Looking at how Aggressive runs things from a resource angle, its real strength isn't the machines, it's the team behind them. Not just skilled workers, but folks who spend years shaping tools, solving problems, running ops, experience others can't quickly match. Craftsmanship matters here, sure, but so does an environment where trust and taking ownership go hand in hand. That mix creates something inside the company that's tough to replicate, genuinely useful, and key when chasing results. Even up against richer rivals or giants with bigger plants, this edge is why they stay in the game. Last of all, you can see Mintzberg's idea of a learning organization and how flexible they are. Instead of locking things in place, the group keeps picking up tips from each job, tweaking layouts, also refining methods to outrun trends such as robots, taking tasks, or cheaper foreign rivals. This never stop learning attitude helps them bounce back quickly, even when everything around them is changing at full speed.
I'm Drew Thompson, and I'm going to be talking about application of management theories. So we interviewed Greg Wiersma, who's the owner of Aggressive Tool and Die. And we asked him some questions, and it gave us some ideas of what type of management theories are utilized in his company. We asked Greg what he does with employees when they aren't doing their job correctly and coaching isn't working. He told us that he tries to build them up as much as possible, and that if nothing else works and it leads to termination, then the employee definitely won't be blindsided by that. This is a good example of the equity theory because it talks about underperforming and how employees are given a chance to improve on their job performance. We also asked Greg how he does employee feedback. He told us that he does annual performance reviews, and if there is any issue that arises from the feedback, it will be documented, and there will be a direct write-up to try and get the problem resolved. This is a great example of Henry Fayol's administrative management theory. Greg uses formal structure and clear procedures by doing annual reviews and formal write-ups.
Greg said that everyone pretty much knows what they are expected to do on a daily basis. He checks on projects and makes sure everything is going smoothly and according to plan. But he doesn't micromanage and insert himself into situations where it is unnecessary. He lets his workers do their thing, and they are successful that way. This way of managing is theory Y. Greg is confident in his employees because they are motivated, work hard, and they get the job done right. Greg trusts his employees and monitors progress, and his team has been successful working with this type of management style. We asked Greg how he makes sure that their tools and dies meet quality standards every time. He told us that they do internal checklists and immediately address any problems that may arise. He said that they try to be as perfect as they can every time, but sometimes there are issues. And when even a few mistakes over a big number of tool and dies are made, he makes sure to address them immediately and figure out how to eliminate these mistakes. This management style falls under the scientific management theory because Greg makes sure that they are efficient and that they are careful in order to make sure the job is done right every single time.
Aggressive Tools and Die is a good example of how a manufacturing company mixes day-to-day HR practices into real-world managerial choices. Since it started in 1993, the company has grown from 2 guys in a 2,000 square foot workspace to nearly 50 people in a 32,000 square foot building. The rise shows how a company can grow with tradition change, especially in the area that is rapidly changing due to its new technology. One factor that stands out is how the firm views leadership. They don't just promote someone because they have been there the longest. They seek for people who have integrity, mental toughness, and an understanding of the actual job. They expect leaders to be flexible and take feedback and respond to both internal and external market changes. This mentality relates both to Theory X and Theory Y. Aggressive Tools and Die obviously leans toward Theory Y, which believes that workers can be more self-motivated as long as their environment supports them. Their emphasis on character, communication, and adaptability shows that they accept their leaders to maximize their individual potential rather than control them through fear and firm regulations. Their human resource practices reflects the same. When someone underperforms, they use a structured warning system relating to Theory X in terms of accountability, but they're also small enough to rely on direct and honest interactions, which is more Theory Y. Employees at Aggressive Tools and Die receive an annual reviews, verbal feedback, and clear scoring systems so that they know where they stand. Hiring is more about just skill. It's about attitude, being open-minded, and fitting within the culture. This relates back to Theory Y approach, since it shows that Aggressive Tools and Die values potential and mentality as much as experience. Despite the industry aging workforce and fewer young people joining the field, Aggressive Tools and Die remains focused on developing leaders and maintaining a constant culture. Our evaluation methods, hiring process, and leadership standards all work together to create a motivated team while holding people accountable, combining Theory X and Y with trust and structure.
Today I'll be presenting the organizational structure and leadership approach of Aggressive Tool and Die, a manufacturing company that was located in Coopersville, Michigan. So the company was founded in 1993 by Greg Wiersma, who was also the focus of this organizational chart. Greg started Aggressive Tool and Die with his partner Tom after deciding it was time to branch out from the tool and die shop which they had first started to work at. And while they were working there, they were able to figure out there's a lot of money in this business, which led to them starting their own company. So something as simple as beginning as two friends who were working in a 2,000-foot square shop doing small cold calls every day has now grown into a 32,000-foot square facility with more than 20 plus employees. In our org chart, Greg sits at the very top as the owner and the highest level decision maker. So directly beneath him is Tom, who, as we know, is his friend, but now they're great business partners together. So who supports the leadership responsibilities and helps oversee operations. Below them are 7 key managers and peer level supervisors, such as the engineer manager, project managers, and shop foremen. These individuals handle day-to-day tasks and coordinate, communicate with customers, and ensure that productions stay on schedule. Under those managers are subordinates like die makers, CNC operations, and quality specialists who carry out the hands-on manufacturing work. The structure is fairly lean, which allows the company to be flexible, efficient, and quick to adapt, something Greg that emphasized throughout our presentation in the interview.